Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Exeter stomping on the bleachers. Low snap. The kick is good. Great move after the catch. First down and more. Now Coleman showing you the speed. Breaks the tackle. Still up at the 5 and in for the touchdown. Wow. He's gone. Gould showing you the speed. One man to beat. Yanico's going to break. He's going. Yanico inside the 5. He's over the pylon. Touchdown. We got a game. Pinkerton. Going to throw on the run. Waika pulls it in with one hand, and now he's in the end zone. Trying to shake off a man at the 15. He's at the 5 there, and he's into the end zone. Left Hindle, short pass, put big hit here at the line of scrimmage. Tito in motion, snap taken, Heating, going to throw down the seam. He's got Coleman in the end zone. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Nashua. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week between the Bedford Bulldogs and the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Two teams, 5-1, hovering around the top of the Division I standings, colliding in a pivotal week here in week number 7. Bedford looking to make it 6 in a row after an opening night loss on this field against Nashua North. They've been unbeaten since. BG, they rattled off 5 straight of their own before suffering their first and only defeat 8 nights ago at defending champion Londonderry. BG also dealing with a rash of injuries among starters on both sides of the football. This one, Steve, always special really for both these teams. There's a lot of Bedford residents, of course, on the Bishop Guertin roster. A lot of these players know each other on a personal level. And more often than not, this kind of a matchup seems to really bring out the competitive nature. And we expect both teams really to go hard for the next 60 minutes.
I've never seen the BG Bedford game in all the years I've been watching and associated with high school football. They've played each other where it wasn't a hard-fought game. This particular game, Nick, to be honest with you, I mean, you kind of see it on the schedule, and it's already kind of, a marquee game to begin with. Most of these teams, most years, are very competitive. Bedford started out, we saw them play North in the beginning, lost that one, but you could clearly see this Bedford linebacker core and defense right off the bat. Once Coach Matthews and his assistants were able to work with these guys, get them up to speed, that this was going to be a first-class defense. The only question with Bedford was, with Danny Black leading that offense, really coming out for his first varsity games, you could not ask for a better progression of quality of play from this young man. And then, people like Snow and others around him that just have built that offense. And this is a team that has all cylinders running. And we on Gridiron the other night, we credited the coaches of Bedford for what a terrific job they did. On the BG side, just as you said, Nick, they're dealing with some injuries. It doesn't matter. You got to face the teams that you're going to face. Coach Trisciani's ready for that. And both of these teams are going to have the advantage, as I always say, to get film on each other with some matchups. And then what you do if you end up playing each other later on, that's a real value to have later on. But I expect both teams to come out gunning. And both of these offense like to throw. BG probably likes to run a little bit more, but we'll see what happens here. But this is a game that you and I and our crew, Ben, everybody's had on the radar for a long time. It's certainly living up to the hype as we're approaching this point in the season.
Yeah, no doubt. Both teams, for sure, have made a lot of buzz, really, going back to the summer. In August, both these teams kind of circled as preseason contenders, and of course, the Titan loss, I think, forced Bedford to quote-unquote look themselves in the mirror.
No question.
That's a phrase we heard from Coach Matthews himself back on Thursday night when we spoke with him. So Bedford able to regroup, got themselves a win, and then in week 3 challenged Thornton Academy up in Saco, Maine, one of Maine's better teams, beat them by a score of 16-10, and then really the offense starting to come together after that. At Goffstown, they put up 68 in a 68-7 win over the rebuilding Grizzlies. Are on the road against Merrimack 42-6. That was the BG score. We'll see Bedford Merrimack at the end of the year, but Bedford put up 49 on Goffstown, 48 more against South in a shutout, back-to-back shutouts, and then the most impressive shutout of all was last week at Exeter, where they kept the football away from the Blue Hawks in the second half, held Exeter to just 6 snaps.
Just hard to imagine. Between
halftime and the end of the game, and they come away with a 20-10 victory, the offense scoring 2 touchdowns in that second half. BG, as we know, strong 37-7 win to open up the season right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, back in early September. Then they hold off a very good Timberlane team in Plastow 23-20, back-to-back road wins over Goffstown and Merrimack, before beating Winnicott here 31-8. Their last week, the loss at Londonderry, 35-16, the final score there. As we know, the Lancers came out, played well as they seemingly always do, and BG, after getting into a little bit of an early hole in that second quarter, never quite able to recover.
Had some red zone issues, Nick, and then fumbling the red zone. Had an issue where had a quarterback, had the starting quarterback, Matt Sanasuazo, had to come out for a play at a key point in the game. That didn't help him. You are not going to be able to play Londonderry and have mistakes and win a game. You just can't do it. We talked to Coach Trisciani this week on Gridiron, and you could clearly see that, he says, hey, look, my bad here, my bad there. He's just so direct on and open about what has to happen on the team to continue to progress. But these injuries are nagging injuries, and he knows he's got to get the team healthy. But what you're looking for today is whoever you have in the game, you want them to play at their ceiling, and that's what you're looking for 4 quarters of football. I did see a statistic. I don't have the exact numbers, Nick, but I did see that the first half they outscored their opponents. It's an incredible lopsided number, and in the second half they were struggling. He clearly states, I was watching the season on Joe Marshallini the other day, and one of the things he said in the clubhouse there in the film room was that we've got to start playing 4 quarters, 48 minutes of football, and that's been the mission this week going forward to finish strong.
Yeah. Well, a few minutes now away from game time. First of all, gorgeous night.
Beautiful.
Temperature about 70 degrees or so. It's supposed to drop down to 60. No real wind to worry about tonight. About as good as it gets here for mid-October. Been a good weekend as we see Coach Matthews over there on the far sideline with the Bulldogs. Crowd, not bad for a Saturday night. We expect more to come in around game time. We know Londonderry head coach Jimmy Lozon is here.
Oh, that's no surprise.
Scouting out both of these 2 contenders. And Bedford, they traveled well down Route 3, starting to formulate over in the stands on the far sideline behind the visitor team. We've got the cheerleaders here as extended media presence. Our friends over at Bedford TV are here. Of course, Nashua ETV, always doing a good job. Joe Marshallina down on the sideline from New Hampshire High School Sports. So we're in good hands tonight, folks, as we close in on kick at the top of the hour. Unfortunately, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire lost a key part of our FNLNH media family last weekend with the passing of cameraman Craig Incardoni. Of course, Craig, long time professional in the world of
film
videography,
industry.
film, and of course still photography as well. We were very fortunate not only to work with him over the last 13 or so months, but to get to know him on a personal level. And of course, he will be missed. And moving forward, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire will dedicate the rest of the season to the memory of Craig Incardoni.
He was a mentor to all of us, Nick, in so many different ways. He had a complete and comprehensive grasp of how to produce video, how to organize it. I know my son Ben, our director, had tremendous admiration for Craig Incardoni, and he's been brokenhearted all week, as I have and as you have.
Welcome to
not only will
Stadium.
Craig be missed for all the technical applications and benefits that he's provided Friday Night Lights, but his friendship and that cheery attitude before, during, and after a game. And I really love the line you said, Nick, the other night about he treated every game as if it was the most important game. And I don't think anyone could say anything better about who he was professionally. On a personal level, Gridiron, which he wasn't part of, as far as the filming part, watched it, I think, every week. But, I spoke to his wife, and we had some wonderful words from his sister. Thank you very much for those words, that it's very important to her that we carry on that legacy, and we're committed to do that through the season and beyond for all that he gave to us. The thing that really hurts, Nick, was coming to these games and not seeing him down on the sidelines by the camera there. Very thankful that Matt was able to come up and do the camera. Matt loved him as well. He loved everybody on Friday Night Lights, and he is going to be missed. It's very painful this week has been very difficult for all of us, I know. But somehow, we're going to do everything we can to keep his spirit alive in our organization, Nick, and he'll be with us forever.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with the Incardoni family. When we come back, game time. It's the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And do you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
I'm Travis Kelsey, and this is Zen Water. The perfect alkaline water for sports hydration and the only water that's in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Ultra pure alkaline water in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Why would you drink anything else? Seriously, why would you drink anything else?
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, we're back here at Stello Stadium. The Bishop Guertin Marching Band did a great rendition, as usual, of the national anthem. Temperature in the mid-60s, sun setting here as we approach the 6 o'clock hour in southern New Hampshire. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. There's a look at the Bedford student section, one of the more devoted student sections. No matter what the sport, no matter what the season, and no matter what the location, they show up, and they've got a presence here on the road again tonight to try and support the Bulldogs as Bedford looks for their 6th straight victory. Trying to keep pace here. And, of course, as we know, Steve, new format this year. They've added a team to Division I, 21 total teams. They shrink the number of conferences from 4 down to 3.
Yeah.
So 7 teams in the 3 conferences. That makes up Division I. These 2 teams, obviously, with an eye on the conference crown, D1 West, and a win tonight obviously goes a long way towards that.
There's no question. If they win, it's going to be pretty much between North, BG and Bedford for that conference, I believe. And as far as if you look at the records right now, so there's some big advantages of that going to playoffs. It's a confidence builder as well as a bracket builder as far as your ability to potentially get a bye through the first round. So. That's going to be something that both of these teams are going to be fighting for, but there's an array of other reasons. These teams, there's a lot of pride between these 2 organizations. They love playing each other. At the same time, they love to beat each other, and I expect this game to probably come close, if not exceed, living up to the hype. But a lot of it is going to be BG's big task of overcoming the injuries that they have and having some guys step up and really take their place on the roster and help their team win. Bedford, on the other hand, they are, as you said, Nick, they are rolling. They got all 3 phases of the game. I've watched some film on them. They've just been doing fantastic, and they look like a very difficult team to beat.
Well, Bedford just won the toss and deferred to the second half, so Bishop Guertin is going to receive the football first here in the first of 4 12-minute quarters from Stello Stadium. The player in street clothes you see there in green, number 26, that's, of course, Charlie Bellavance, one of the better and bigger running backs in the state. Did dress last week in the loss against Londonderry, but was not 100% and was not utilized nearly as often as he has been accustomed to. Not going to play at all tonight, as you can see in street clothes.
Yeah, I can certainly understand that decision. This game is important, but it's more important as you hit playoff time. These are both playoff contenders. Extremely important for Charlie to be healthy. He's a very prolific runner. He runs heavy. He runs hard. He literally will bust open the seam between 2 players' hips and gain yardage. And he makes Matt Santaschwazo, they make each other so effective. They're both great individual ball players in their own right, but when they're in a tandem on the field, Nick, it's very difficult to stop these guys running out of that spread option playbook.
Well, Ethan Labby, next man up.
He was impressive. Yep.
He did flash a little bit when we saw
Londonderry.
The Cardinals up in Londonderry 8 nights ago.
Couldn't agree more.
They had their win streak snapped. They come in at 5-1. Bedford, after an 0-1 start, have won 5 straight. So 5-1 versus 5-1. Again, both trying to keep pace with North in Division I West. Titans big winners last night on the road by a score of 49-7 over Merrimack. They improve to 6-0. All right, the kick from Snow is high, short, and handled on the far side by one of the return men, who makes his way up over the 30-yard line. Not a whole lot of room there for Mike McDonough, the athletic backup quarterback, the junior, able to secure the football and set up the offense with a 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. So we get a look at Matt Santaschwazo, the All-State quarterback, senior,
One of the better defensive players out of the secondary that you'll see as well. One of the state's better safeties. Going to go up against one of the better units, period, here with this Bedford defense. They've got a very big and athletic four-man front on 1st and 10. So here comes Sanasuazo. He's in the gun. He's in a four-receiver set with two receivers to each side. He hands to the back out of the backfield. He's going to go straight downhill across the 35 up to about the 39-yard line. That's the aforementioned Ethan Labby. He's a senior. He's got some pretty good size in his own right.
He impressed me. He impressed me, Nick. And I thought, you mentioned McDonough. He impressed me as a potential future quarterback here for BG in the second half of that fourth quarter. Game player.
Jack Rizzo, the linebacker, coming up with the tackle, the junior for Bedford. First throw of the game is incomplete. Chase Armorall in the slot near side. The intended target. Senior got one hand on it, but couldn't reel it in, and now BG facing a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it looks to me like the offensive lines here matching up pretty good. Only a couple plays. Need to see more, but looked like that ball might have been thrown a little bit behind, or the route may have been a little bit off. It's hard to say, but just didn't quite connect 100% there.
3rd and 4. Bulldogs going to rush 4. They fake to Labby. They stay with Sanasuazo, and he's not going to get much. Met by 2 Bulldogs at the line of scrimmage, including Parker Bromley, senior.
Parker Bromley.
Listed at 6'1", 230. Got both arms around the quarterback. No gain, 4th down.
We saw in the Nashua North game, first game of the season, Nick, how good that middle linebacker core was. They were tremendous in that game.
Offense going to stay on the field at their own 40. Hard count. A couple D linemen jump, but are able to get back in time. 2 receivers again each side. Coach John Trisciani Jr. going to roll the dice early on 4th down, and this one is incomplete. Again, intended for Armorall. Could not reel it in overhead. The coverage was there for Bedford, and the Bulldog defense forces a 3-and-out.
Well, again, Londonderry, we talk about the Londonderry, the Bedford, the Sauhegan combination there of that team speed. The defensive backfield reaction time here was absolutely fantastic. Again, situational football and assignment football, you got to excel in both if you're going to go to if you're going to get yourself to the final group of teams at the end of the season. And Bedford looks extremely fast and very smart in their coverage.
They force the turnover on downs. They get the football in a short field. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 40. All right, Danny Black, the junior, has gotten better by the week is the consensus. Goes off the back foot here on his first attempt, and he's got a completion. Good for 12 yards and a 1st down. Down the far sideline, that's Joel Poltrineri, 6'1" senior, able to pull that one in, had plenty of room. And Bedford able to move the sticks right away.
Yeah, he's continued to improve. If you watch the film on the various, like BCTV and others that have covered Bedford throughout the year, we've covered them. You just see the progression of Danny Black and the route runners and the chemistry that they've developed throughout the year. Just really been something great to see.
Took over for a long time.
Yep.
Signal caller Joe Michael, the 3-year starter who graduated back in June. They go on.
Fumble.
Carry is a fumble, and BG has it. Well, the ball squirted out from Logan Spears' grip. Takes one bounce off the carpet and right to the defender. Cardinals have the game's first turnover.
We're probably going to get a good view here on replay. It looks to me like an arm came in, Nick, and sort of kind of twisted the elbow a little bit. Let's watch. Coming through. Yeah, there's that arm. Number 16 was able to get
That's Dante Nieto, who punched it loose, the senior linebacker.
You're going to see it here, coming through the line.
Spear failing to protect the ball with 2 arms.
It was already out earlier with Nieto.
So it's right back to the Cardinals on 1st and 10. They're not going to get much as Bromley and company stuff the run. Jake Ben, junior defensive tackle, in on the play for Bedford as well. No gain, 2nd down and 10. 2 minutes in, first quarter. Well, Steve, we talk about it all the time, right? With the defender closing in, you got to secure the football with 2 hands.
Yep.
2 arms.
So important, Nick, especially the early parts of the game. You don't have a lot of touches.
Labby trying to follow left guard
just
on 2nd and 10, and again, Bulldogs able to stuff it. Drake Sutton up front.
I was just going to say, Drake's exactly, Nick.
Bringing some more size at 6'2", 215, the senior plugging the gap.
Yep, terrific job. Yeah, coming in low, excellent mechanics on all these defensive linemen. And when they can wrap up those offensive linemen, Nick, those linebackers that get good vision, and they come up and they know how to tackle and stick. There's no question about it.
Rizzo, a couple of tackles already.
Yep.
3 minutes in. All right, third down. Along 3rd and 8, Sanasuazo taking his time. Bulldogs going to rush 4 from the gun. Pocket collapses, and down he goes. That is Kevin Sheridan, the junior defensive end who got him.
Yeah, watch this on replay, folks. You're going to see how to play defensive end. Bedford's always had good defensive ends. Watch here. Watch the contain route that he takes. He's coming in from the right side. Look at that. Comes out, does not let him run deep and outside, closes him in. He's forced upfield, and he's able to come. That's just terrific handwork.
Eventually got around, perhaps, BG's best offensive lineman, senior captain Jake Baker.
Yeah.
To get to the sack. So Sheridan.
That's not an easy job.
And the defense force a 3 and out. Here's Baker on the punt, and that is a good one. Backtracking is Ciotti. He's going to come near side. This is Evan Ciotti, the senior, looking for the sideline, and he's tackled just shy of midfield. Taken down by Cody Szymanski, the junior gunner for BG. But again, good starting field position for Bedford. The offense coming back on the field after the defense forces the 3 and out.
A little bit of field position gamesmanship going on back and forth here. Both offensive coaches, you can see, are trying to play the cat and mouse game where they're able to get an offensive play called on the field after reading the defensive set. And nothing's really working so far for either team.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Bedford can do here.
Well, both teams had an eye on this one. Again, players on each sideline familiar with one another. In a lot of cases went to school together. There's a lot of Bedford residents, as we mentioned, in Cardinal Green tonight. Here's a pitch, far side, first carry for Ledger Russell. The junior is going to lose yardage. That's Baker over there waiting on the edge. It's a loss of 5, and that'll bring up a second down and 15.
One of the things about Baker is the angle of attack that he takes on defensive end. Watch him. He can cover ground with these long strides. Watch the angle of attack that he takes. He's got, look at that. That opens, squared hips to the line, and then hit, wraps, drives, and continues moving his legs to drive that back. No gain. That's just a textbook defensive end play. Boy, he looks solid, Nick. Any college with his frame and stuff would be looking at a very good catch there to get a guy like that. He just can. He plays. We saw him even against Londonderry, Nick. He played so well.
Senior 6'2", 220.
Yep.
And again, is a factor on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Quick throw over the middle, catch made by Russell. Going to be spun down after crossing the 45, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage at the 47. Does gain a couple. It will set up a 3rd down and 12. Just over 5 minutes gone by. Scoreless first quarter. A couple of folks still trickling in here to Stello Stadium. There's a growing standing student section on the BG side of things off to our right behind the cheerleaders.
And the cranberry red shrubbery around the perimeter of the field is just beautiful.
It really is.
It's a wonderful place, southern New Hampshire in October.
Especially at this time of year, I was about to say. All right, Black, the junior quarterback, facing a 3rd and 12. Going to bring 2 receivers to the left side. BG's going to back way off. Going to throw a receiver screen. This is the speedy Colby Snow who's going to make a play.
Wow.
First down and then some. Into Cardinal territory, down inside the 30. A 33-yard gain if it stands. However, there's a flag on the play, and we may see the game's first penalty.
Flag or not, what Snow just did, there was nothing there to gain. There was 3 defenders. Some players react. Other players make things happen. Snow makes things happen. That was an unbelievable run. And it's going to go against BG, right? They're moving the ball up.
It's like a personal foul.
Yep.
So they're going to add 15 to the end of the play.
Wow. That's hurtful. Let me tell you, that hurts. Field position's been the battle. You can kind of between the Bedford 40 and the BG 20. That's going to break that ice right there, or break that barrier. And when you play in field position, you don't want to give up your furthest point that you allowed the team. You want to gain on that.
Well, the tackle was made at the 28-yard line where the football is right now. The question is,
have they tacked it on yet? Right?
I don't think they have. And
no,
that was the communication issue there between the referee and the head lines judge. BG is backing up, and we're waiting now for the football, if it's a 15-yarder, to be tacked on, which would place the pigskin at the 13-yard line, and it's about right. It's a 14, it looks like. So,
Nick, any team scouting tonight, Bedford, you better take a look at Colby Snow and figure out a way to stop him. Let me tell you, that was some amazing running right there.
And from what I understand, playing at less than 100% tonight as well. Didn't look at it that play.
Yeah.
On that play, which went for 32. All right, 1st and 10. Pistol set. Bedford back in the red zone. They fumbled the football, lost the fumble on their second play of drive number 1. Here's a hole. Spear inside the 10. Upended at the 5-yard line. Logan Spear finding a hole, hitting it hard, atoning for the fumble. And he's got the Cardinals, rather the Bulldogs, now just 5 yards away from the end zone.
Ideal situation. 2nd down, Nick, on the 5-yard line. It doesn't get any better than that, because now you can run another play and then get a fresh set of downs. And so Bedford in the driver's seat right now. They look very, very strong.
Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle by BG Junior Ronan Ballestari. 2nd and 1 from the 5. Spear up the middle. 1st down as he tumbles to about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, that's why it's such an ideal situation to be 2nd and a yard on the 5-yard line. Now you're down to the 2-yard line. You got 4 shots at it if you want to. And Bedford in the driver's seat looking. Somebody's there. Looks like
both Labby and Santa Suazo combined on the stop.
Yeah, trying to tear the ball out, but had 2 arms around it.
He had 2 on at that time. Lesson learned as we move inside of 5 minutes to go. First quarter, Bedford trying to strike first on the road here with a 1st and goal, with the football just inside the 3-yard line. You got 2 wings to the left with a tight end left as well. That's going to open up a hole for Spear, who goes into the end zone for the touchdown. It's a 3-yard run for the senior. Bulldogs on a key 33-yard pickup from Black to Snow. The drive capped off with a 4-yard touchdown by Logan Spear.
Watch here. You're going to see the crash down here on the inside. Look at that. Yeah, taking Garashi and putting him inside, number 52. Boy, he's playing himself a game today, Nick. Parker Bromley, great job.
So I'll make a couple of tackles on defense already as well. Meanwhile, Snow is on. Extra point kick is good. He's got one of the better legs in the state.
Yeah, he does.
As we saw on that kick. So 7-0. Bedford getting the start that they wanted. On drive number 2, they atone for the turnover. The defense has looked good. It's not a lot of first down yet. So far, so good. Really all the way around for Coach Matthews.
Yeah, there's there are certain drives, Nick. I mean, that 15-yard penalty doesn't help, but aside from that, the personal foul there, Nick. But aside from that, the running lanes are wide open right now. They're doing a good job isolating Rocco Garassi, and he is he's a load to do that too. Bromley's really looked good both on offensive line and defense, Nick. He looks really solid today.
Yeah, these Bedford players have come to play for sure.
Yep.
Felt like that Titan loss in week 1 was humbling, a humbling experience for them. They went through the summer with a lot of confidence, and to their credit, able to rebound, and that's been the difference ever since. They've kind of taken it week by week and gotten better, and the wins have come. All right, it's on the Cardinals now to respond. This is Ballestari, who's going to tiptoe across the 20 before he's dropped at about the 22-yard line. Sheridan with the tackle.
At some point, Nick, when you're a kick returner, you have to choose a lane early and shoot the vector north-south running. Running slow and waiting for all your blocks to develop on a kickoff will automatically tell you that the kickoff's not going too well. So in that case, when you get the ball, if you've got 5 yards straight up, you just go, you choose the best lane you can, you go full speed, and that's when things break.
1st and 10. A turnover on downs after drive number 1, a 3-and-out on drive number 2. Cardinals will get the first down with Chase Armorall. Complete over the middle. He's still on his feet on the far sideline. Finally brought down at about the 38-yard line after a gain of 14.
Really great to see. I don't know if you folks are seeing it, but so many players that are running with the ball are holding on to that ball with 2 hands right from the beginning. this is just something that's happening in football where the intelligence at the high school level here in New Hampshire has really been impressive to me with how they're training young people to understand that how big turnovers are in a football game.
Alex Gradinskis with the tackle. Yeah, ball security for sure. Sanasuazo, this is what he can do. He finds the edge, turns the corner, and 15 yards later, he's got the ball in Bedford territory.
And this is what Bedford needs to do. This is starting a point in the game where everybody's read each other's offense or defense up top, and they're trying to get offensive strategy here to play to their strengths. And, boy, I'll tell you, Matt Sanasuazo is the strength of any team.
Now the Cardinals trying to speed up the offense. Lobby, first down and then some. The senior
crowd
filling in admirably for the injured starter Charlie Bellavance, able to rumble and tumble down to the 31-yard line, another first down.
Yeah, it's great to,
Cardinals got the run game cooking now. Back-to-back chunk plays.
Nice run. Good blocking up front, too.
Finished off by Dom Taliaferro.
Both offensive lines are having some good moments here, opening up holes for these runners.
Cardinals. Extended handoff. Labby near his side, taken down by Gradinskis.
Yeah, it was just
be
nothing
lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there.
Yep. But again, 2 hands on the football. I think that's going to be a theme we're going to certainly see in the first half here. Very important for BG at this point to answer back, Nick. It's a big confidence builder. Tie the game up. And but with that Bedford defense, that is not an easy task down inside the 20, 30-yard line.
No,
not many people been able to get a lot of points off this defense.
No, they're coming off again 3 straight shutouts, and including the loss against Nashua North, where they shut out the Titans in the second half. Meanwhile, on a 2nd and 9, Cardinals stay with the ground game. They go up the middle. Bromley is there. Not a whole lot of room for Labby. Makes the best of it, picks up 2, and sets up what looks like a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, most of Sanasuazo's work here has been, playing the handoff exchange game, either keep it or hand it off. Haven't seen really any rollout yet by him. And boy, can he be prolific on that run or pass coming outside the hash marks here. He's be interesting to see if they begin to take a look at that. Oh, they got a jump. That's too much. Yep.
Cardinals jump.
That is a big.
The Bulldogs jump. The hard snap there.
Big 5 yards right there.
Count, rather, by Sanasuazo is going to make the difference. They're going to get 5 here and set up a 3rd and short. It's like 3rd and 1.
Yep.
With 2 minutes even remaining here in the first quarter. Well, the Bulldogs jumped earlier, but were able to get back in time to avoid the penalty, but not this time. That, by the way, is the first accepted penalty of the night. Comes with 10 minutes gone by. All right, 3rd and 1. Sanasuazo on the quarterback dive is going to get the first down. Able to lower the shoulder and follow the right guard inside the 20-yard line before Rizzo brings him down for his 3rd tackle.
Yeah, that's it. Get right behind Rocco there, and he is a force on the line. Look at that. What a tremendous surge that he gets, and Matt Sanasuazo knows it, and he takes full advantage of it.
All right. Sanasuazo in direct communication, as we know, with the head coach, John Trisciani Jr., now in his 5th year. Coach flashing the hand signals quickly, and now watching with his hands clasped behind his back. Labby, a force to bring down, going to drag Rizzo down to about the 11-yard line after a 7, maybe an 8-yard pickup.
So let's take a look at this. You get Labby with all this experience. Clearly, he's relishing this opportunity. You don't run like that if you're not liking it. And he is just a great blocking up front there.
Labby again inside the 5 this time before he's cut down at about the 2-yard line. Now BG showing you what they can do with the ground game on this drive.
It's a good drive.
Inside the final minute now, first quarter. Cardinals on the doorstep, trying to tie the game. They go to Sanasuazo. No, they go to Labby, and he is in for the touchdown.
That's a great drive.
1-yard touchdown plunge, capped off by the senior tailback, Ethan Labby. BG on the board, and now an extra point try away from tying the game at 7.
Well, when a team comes down and scores on you like that, in the way that Bedford did, give Bedford all the credit. They had a heck of a drive themselves. What does BG do? Exactly what you have to do, especially when you're away. But they're home. It's still important. You've got to answer back. Now they're back with a kick here. They're back even. So we got a game.
This one up and good off the right foot of junior kicker Connor Lennon. And we're tied at 7 with just over 36 seconds remaining in this first quarter. And you said it, Steve. Cardinals needed to respond. They string together a pretty impressive drive based primarily on the ground game, and they get it done with a 1-yard touchdown plunge.
And the ground game right behind their ace lineman there, the captain, Rocco Garassi. He is just built to be an offensive lineman. He comes off the line with such forward lean and leg drive, Nick, and he's very technically proficient, and he's smart. He hits his blocks 99% of the time, just like you train in practice. And Matt Sanasuazo and Labby both making good use of that, along with the other offensive members of the offensive line doing a terrific job. Don't want to leave them out either.
Yeah.
But Rocco's the center. They do move him from time to time. That's a heck of a good drive right there to respond. So
one of the better interior linemen in the state, and of course Baker, one of the better tackles as well.
Really quick, Nick, Labby, you continue to strengthen Labby, and then you got Charlie Bellavance coming back. Now you can rest both backs during the game, so when you get into a tough contest, that can be the difference as far as on the depth charts are concerned.
Here's Lennon's kick. It's a good one. Back at the 5-yard line, up to the 20, 25, and taken down at the 26-yard line by Baker is the return man for Bedford, Dom Taliaferro. 30 seconds remaining here, first quarter. It's a pretty good return of 25 yards.
It sure is.
26.
Yeah, good wrap though. Good wrap.
Both Baker and Labby in on the tackle.
Yep. They're
we saw
full
Labby.
time, full tilt, full time.
We saw Labby really take on a big role last week. Technically, it was behind Bellavance because he suited up and played, but didn't touch the football, if at all, a whole lot.
No, play a little
Labby
defense.
Seemingly got stronger as the game went on as well, in a pretty good effort in that loss against Londonderry. All right, 30 seconds to go, first quarter. Game tied at 7. Bedford from their own 26 is going to start on the ground. Russell trying to find the corner and does carry the football up to about the 30-yard line before he's tackled around the waist by Sanasuazo and Armorall.
Somebody better key on Colby Snow, Nick, because boy, when this is a he's a good player on turf, especially. I'm sure he's a good player everywhere, grass or turf. But boy, he's got some speed and some acceleration there. They got to keep an eye on him if they're going to try to keep Bedford out of the end zone.
All right, first quarter in the books.
Wow, that was quick.
Bedford strikes first. BG responds. We're tied at 7. We're back to Stellos in just a moment. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Can I sit down for 2 seconds?
Start of the second quarter here in Bedford. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Bulldogs, they scored the first touchdown of the game, a 4-yard touchdown run by Mugen Spear. Put the visitors in front 7-0. BG responds to the lengthy drive, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Ethan Labby. 7-7. As
we start the second quarter. Bedford with the football, going to face a 3rd and 3 following a short run. Bedford, of course, they lost opening night on this field against still unbeaten Nashua North by a final score of 19-7. That game featured a memorable play at the end of the first half. Bedford was driving, quarterback sacked, ball on the ground. North goes the other way for the touchdown, and well, that was enough for the Titans to hang on, despite the fact the Bedford defense kept them in the game by shutting out North in that second half. Meanwhile, on 3rd and 3, Spear, he's got the first down. He's going to carry about 3 defenders with him up to the 43-yard line.
Both teams are racking up big yardage on these runs, getting well into the secondary and forcing the safeties in the corners to do a lot of that work, or a linebacker trying to catch from behind. That tires defenses out. We'll see how the depth element plays into this game.
Well, both teams, we know, have 2 of the better offensive lines in Division I. And both teams have had success through the first 6 weeks running the football more often than not. We expected a ground battle tonight. Meanwhile, Black going to throw near side into the flat. Catch made by Russell. The ball is out. It's loose, and the Cardinals have it.
They're gonna say he had possession. So that will not be overruled unless there's a white hat conference that goes on here. So that's 2 turnovers right now, basically almost in a quarter in 30 seconds by Bedford. Bedford known for ball security for sure.
There's the hit by Zemansky, and then the recovery by Nieto. As we get another look at that one. 2-hand overhead catch by Russell. Hit almost immediately. A bang-bang play that goes BG's way. Meanwhile, on 1st and 10, Sanasuazo trying to dance out of trouble. Going to dive his way down to the 38-yard line and pick up 3. 2nd down and 7 coming up nearly 2 minutes in now, second quarter.
If I was playing in the old Sandlot, I'd tell you, he'd be right on the top of the bat for me, let me tell you. One of my first picks. He is a tremendous football player, and the things he does on both sides of the ball, Nick, just are so impressive.
Been a pleasure to watch.
He sure has.
The last couple of years for us here in the media. Labby wrapped up and dropped. Nowhere to go. Drake Sutton, the senior, somehow, some way gets into the backfield. McAuliffe as well. 2 of the members of that talented defensive line.
Very talented defensive line. They're down 4 and they're 3 linebackers, Nick. You could argue it could be the best in the state. If you look at them collectively, they are a tremendous defensive core.
A unit that brings size, speed, athleticism, and experience.
Yeah, experience, but also excellent technical capability. Every play, they're smart.
3rd and 8. 4-man front for Bedford.
Changing up here. Here's that cat and mouse game starting again.
McAuliffe jumped, but able to get back in time. 3rd and 8. Sanasuazo going to air it out. Deep down the near side. Incomplete. Trying to find the big target, Gavin Bombaro. But that ball thrown out of bounds. Taliaferro right there with him.
Kind of rushed that throw a little bit, I thought. He was given time by that offensive line. What a terrific job. He doesn't look set as he normally is. Yeah, he was. It just, ball just kind of sailed, but looks like he saw a little separation there from the receiver.
Meanwhile, looks like we're
going
to see another 4th down conversion attempt from Bishop Guertin. Their opening drive ended on a turnover on downs when they failed on 4th down. Here on a 4th and 8, they at least appear like they want to go for it at the Bedford 40.
Yeah,
now they're going to drop Sanasuazo back, and he's going to punt the football. It's a line drive, nobody back for Bedford. This will roll into the end zone.
Yeah, didn't get any height on it.
For a touchback.
Sorry, Nick.
Line drive, but that's part of the bag of tricks for Coach Trisciani, right? Drop back the quarterback, nobody back deep, and go ahead and pooch punt it.
I love it. I especially like it when you're back in your own end and there's no limit to the roll. In that situation, I think Matt would have rather got that ball with a little more arc up in the air to let it fall at his strikers get down there and cover. But it didn't take the bounce they wanted. Bedford able to come out the 20, but you know what? It's too far for a field goal, so what else you're going to do. You could have gone for it, I guess, but either way, I would say what that means to me is Coach Tristiani's had a lot of faith in his defense to get the job done.
Yeah. You don't want to give Bedford too many short fields either.
No, but that's a very good point, but their offense has been racking up yardage just like BG has. So you could argue both ways, but the bottom line is Bedford's on the 20.
Bulldogs 2 lost fumbles, as you highlighted a moment ago, and 1 lengthy
not typical
touchdown scoring drive as well. So a mixed result, I'd say, offensively so far here in this first half. 3 minutes in, second quarter. Game tied at 7. Bulldogs facing a 1st and 10 at their own 20. Danny Black facing a blitz. Going to hand off. Spear going to attack the teeth of the defense and get spun down at the line of scrimmage. That's the defensive end, Jacob Baker, fired up after another tackle.
Yeah, Jacob's got a big frame, very strong, clearly in great shape, but watch the tackling here. Look at breaks down, lateral to the line, hip square, wraps at the hips, takes away all of the ability of the runner to move, and he controlled him. No different than in wrestling, Nick. That's why a lot of wrestlers make great linebackers because they know how to bring a person, how to do a takedown.
Part of that talented 3-man front.
He is something
Rasmussen, A.J. Rasmussen on the other end, and, of course, Gerasio with the ball.
Yep.
2nd down and 10. Black. Play fake, going to throw. He's got a man. Far side, catch made. This is Joel Poltroneri.
About a yard short, I think.
He had his second catch of this first half, and you're right, tackled at the 29, trying to find the 30-yard line. So a 3rd down and 1 coming with 4 minutes now gone by. Second quarter.
I like the play, Nick. It started out with a receiver going down the center. Then they flooded both of them in the zone. Somebody had to be open. They had him far enough spread away, but there's only one defensive player back there. Take your pick, Danny, and he hits the right one. I like the design of that play.
Yeah. Again, here's a kid getting a lot of experience, really snap by snap here in his junior season.
Responding well.
After learning the previous 2 years under the previous starter, Joe Michael, who is now playing college football at Fordham. Up the middle. 1st down and then some. Still alive at the 37-yard line is Spear, who has run hard in this first half. He's got another Bedford 1st down.
Yeah, he can break it himself there pretty well, but right now you can clearly see emphasis on ball control. Take the yardage that the defense gives you, that you're able to look at that, 2 hands on that. You do not want to fumble that football again, because every time you turn the ball over, your percentages of winning go down. The statistics don't lie, and that's why Bedford knows and Coach Matthews knows, got to know more of that stuff if you're going to have a chance to continue the game. But they have a tremendous defense, so they'll get many chances.
Spear coughed it up, for lack of a better term, on the first drive, but atoned with a 4-yard touchdown on the second.
Absolutely.
And has been the primary back, at least so far. Ledger Russell with a couple of carries. He's got to fumble himself after a reception. He's in the backfield here. Play fake. Black to the air. He's got a man. It's a 1st down. Catch made in midfield. It's the tight end, Cal McCullough, into Cardinal territory down to the 45-yard line. Zemansky finished him off. But McCullough, who contributed a moment ago along the defensive line for Bedford, makes his first catch here.
Danny very comfortable right now in the pocket. Offensive line giving him a nice window to throw. Look at that form. Well done on an out pass there. A lot of velocity. High percentage reception, low, not many interceptions are going to come with a ball thrown like that.
Coach Tristiani hoping the defense can solidify here as we hit the midway point, second quarter. Bedford looking to retake the lead. It's 7-7, 1st and 10. Going to load up with 2 tight ends right side. They're going to run left. Colby Snow trying to cut it back.
This kid's having a game.
Baker is there again. Another tackle for a loss. As the defensive end able to stay home and then wrap up. It's a 4-yard loss. We'll set up a 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, watch Baker again here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at come all the way across the field. He's a horse of his own color.
Yeah,
that guy.
He came in pursuit. I stand corrected. I thought he was over there to begin with.
Excellent. All the way across from the other end.
Yeah, that was impressive. And he's been impressive, not just tonight, but really all season.
Agreed.
Ticking towards 5 minutes, second quarter. Bedford after the 4-yard loss on a 2nd and 14. Black play fake, going to call his own number, trying to dance, far side, gets to midfield, and gets hit pretty hard
over on that far sideline. They're going to say he was taken down inbounds.
Boy, for an injured team, Nick, BG is hitting hard. They are coming up with force and giving Bedford a run for their money right here. Look at Guertin's all the way out there. Think about it. This guy doesn't come off the field and he's playing with that kind of intensity.
Yeah.
That's just terrific. Look at Guertin. Look at him. Wow.
It's a pretty good foot speed for a kid that size as well.
But he made that play because he chased him down, forces him to slow down and cut inside, and then the rest of the defense comes through and finishes the job.
Yeah,
both of these defense, Nick look solid.
Ballesteri came from the secondary to finish the job.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Bedford taking their time in the huddle. 3rd and 14 coming up.
Big play.
Got a flag here. It's thrown by the back judge. And it's a delay of game against Bedford.
Yeah, Coach Matthews, the body language there is not good. He's not, you can always tell, he's looking, he does not want mental errors. I mean, errors happen, mistakes happen, but you want to avoid the mental ones.
Our broadcast, as we get a timeout on the field, our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford and Londonderry, whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair, it's done while you wait. It's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast. Visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally by Ghost Energy. Ghost is an active lifestyle sports nutrition brand that empowers users to be seen beyond the walls of the gym. So be seen with Ghost Energy. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Coming out of the timeout, Bedford facing a 3rd and 14. They go to Snow on a sweep near side. Gets a block. He's at the 40. Cut down by Santa Suazo at about the 38-yard line. Needed to get down to the 35. So it looks like we've got ourselves a 4th and 3 coming up. Decision time for Coach Zach Matthews.
I think they'll go for it, Nick. To be honest with you, I'd be surprised if they didn't. Or they could kick, pull one of those quarterback kicks as well, drop back kicks. Boy, every time I see that Ghost Energy can with the strawberries and the bubblicious, and it's just, give me one of those.
Yeah, they've got you, don't they?
I probably don't need one, right? Quite frankly,
that marketing team, they've got you, for sure. All right, 4th and 3. You can hear the Cardinal fans stomping on the bleachers, rattling things here at Stello Stadium.
Big play in the first half, probably the biggest.
Black to the air, far side, catch made by Snow. He's got the first down. Looked like he may have juggled it for a split second initially, but the sure-handed senior able to get it together, pull it in, secure the catch, and move the sticks for Bedford.
Yeah, and how about this junior here in the pocket? Look at that form as he throws that ball on a perfect spiral, threw it where he had to throw it, had to bring it up so he could get in the air, get past the first down marker. Nice job by Danny Black. Good reception. That's a big first down for Bedford right there. What was that, 3rd and 17, I think? Right? Close to it, right?
3rd and 14. They pick up 11 and then convert on the 4th and 3. And now face a 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 32-yard line. This is a lengthy drive here, too, Steve, as well.
Yeah.
We're now inside of 3 minutes to go until halftime.
Clock eater.
Meanwhile, another flag is thrown, yeah.
Yeah, these are mistakes that got to be corrected for Bedford here, Nick, because you start losing those 5 yards, and you've got some great players to be able to move the ball down the field, but eventually that's going to come back to bite you.
3rd Bulldog penalty of the first half, 2nd of the drive, the second false start, second delay of game.
Yep.
Of the drive. Cardinals, meanwhile, have been penalty-free
so
in this
far.
First half.
Well, they had the 15-yard penalty.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know who that was against. I never saw the.
That was a personal foul.
Personal foul. Never really saw.
I believe on the tackle.
Okay.
So
they got
you're
one.
right. The Cardinal defense 1 penalty for 15 yards. Bedford 3 penalties for 15. Black is hit and sacked, and that's Baker.
This guy is absolutely everywhere, Nick. And again, this is a first-rate football team that Baker's playing against. highly talented football players at Baker, and he is just on fire. His vision, and watch the lane that he chooses. Look at that lane. He knows exactly where he's going, and that was punishing. Danny Black's going to remember that one for a little while. Yeah, that is not how you want your quarterback hit, folks, right there.
Timeout. It's going to be called here, I believe, by Bedford. Black, meanwhile, is down on one knee.
Yeah, he got
and shaken up.
He got really hit hard. Baker is right. Would you agree, Nick, that as far as on the field tonight, Baker is the man so far in the first half?
He's put together really a full game performance in only 2 quarters.
Yeah, and you just don't want your quarterback to get hit like that, Nick. He got a clear shot at him. Danny was running to try to get outside the hash marks there, and he kind of took a blindside hit. Even though he saw it coming, it was the last second. Baker comes. Look at it again here. Watch how he's hit from the side. He just, actually, look to me. You saw his helmet kind of snap there, too.
Yeah, he got a piece maybe of the helmet, but either way, he got hit hard.
He just got hit hard. I mean,
that's the bottom line.
Jacob Baker came in with a perfect form tackle. All good there.
At 100%.
Just a terrific job.
Yeah, he's played well. He's played fast. He's taken the right angles. And he's got the stat line to show for it.
No question.
Unofficially, I'd say 2 tackles for a loss, plus a sack right there. A 14-yard loss.
But he's been doing
Bedford
it all.
now going to face a second down and 24. So, Sabati is now the quarterback. He's a lefty. He's going to tuck and run, and he's going to go inside the 40 before he's tackled at about the 38-yard line by Baker. So Evan Sabati, one of their safeties defensively, is the backup quarterback. He's a senior, and he's a pretty good athlete in his own right, as we know.
He's a good receiver. Runs. One thing about Sabati, he runs excellent pass routes. I've really liked to watch him over the last couple of years here. His older brother played quarterback for Bedford as well. I believe it was 2015, went to the finals and got some playing time against Pinkerton, I believe it was, or Goffstown. I can't remember who it was, but good player as well.
That 14 Bedford team.
Maybe it was 14. Okay.
Lost to Pinkerton in the championship, I believe.
Okay.
The Goffstown team in 15 beat Exeter.
So it was 4
in the championship.
I guess it would have been 14.
Minute 15 to go here. Clock still ticking. Sabati take the third and long snap and go down. Pocket collapses, and I know that you know who's in there.
Number 52 and 68. They are having themselves. I don't know what the signing bonus was for these two guys, but you did really well bringing them on.
Giving them a little bit of the Jordan shoulder shrug as well.
Yeah, they're doing this obviously doing this for the love of the game, and they're playing hard.
Rasmussen in there as well.
Yeah, Rasmussen, nice job neutralizing his offensive lineman there. Look at the movement. Just domination here right now. BG is on fire defensively, but their offense is going to have to 7-7. Nick, what a game!
Yeah. We saw both offenses move the football primarily on the ground in that first quarter. I'd say the second quarter has been a defensive matchup, with each defensive line starting to get some revenge as we look at John Trisciani Sr. on the sideline there. He was brought in, of course, in the offseason to help out his son, and he's got quite an impressive resume of his own, as we know.
Imagine that, father and son being a coach. What a wonderful experience that is. I'm sure at times, there's got to be a hang-up phone call every now. I'll call you later or whatever. But
as the years go by, they look more and more alike as well. With the big, thick beards. And, of course, the football acumen really unmatched.
Having a lot of fun doing it.
At the Trisciani household. All right.
Big play.
Punt time here. It's 4th and 23, just over a minute remaining. And this one is partially blocked by Baker. It's going to take a roll out of bounds, and the Cardinals are going to get the football at their own 41-yard line.
Mr. and Mrs. Baker, I don't know what you fed this young man this morning, but keep feeding him because he must have had his Wheaties or something, because I'll tell you, he is everywhere. He is just on fire.
Comes in, gets a little bit with the left hand. Maybe his left pinky.
Yep.
Couldn't quite tell. Enough to affect the punt, it looked like.
And, when you get – we'll talk about it afterwards. But
and BG.
Might be talking about Labby.
They got the short field here, shorter field.
Good
on the
field
starting
position anyway.
Yeah, their own 41. So, all right. Cardinals got 2 timeouts remaining. And nearly a full minute here if they want the lead before halftime. Sanasuazo going to roll to his right. Going to shake off 2 defenders. and then sneak out of bounds after only a 3-yard gain, advancing the football up to the 44.
It's a 3-yard gain that he got with nothing there to gain. There's something about this guy when you roll him out. He was smart. Don't pass that ball, grab it, and he still got 3 yards. But you're tiring out the defense, Nick, and you're making them run, and that has value. Bedford defense, Bedford ball players like BG in excellent shape, though. A lot of stamina, good training, good conditioning.
And, of course, heady as well. Suazo knew to get out of bounds there, stopping the clock with 52 seconds. Officially a gain of 2, 2nd and 8, 4-man rush here. Suazo going to unload. Deep down the far sideline, and he's caught. That's Cody Szymanski. An over-the-shoulder grab that's going to set up the Cardinals in the red zone.
And stop the clock because he was smart enough to roll himself out of bounds, Nick. Now, I don't know. They may be starting the clock. I'm not sure if they gave it to him or not. Yeah, he had his feet in the bounds.
Well, they're going to stop it for the moment to at least move the chains with 45 seconds. A beautiful throw.
Yeah, they didn't wind it, so it was stopped.
By Suazo. He's going to keep it himself on 1st and 10, look for running room and not find much. Tackled at about the 15-yard line. Bedford defensive lineman Spencer Henrishon was there, and now we get a timeout from Coach Trisciani. This will stop the clock with 36 seconds remaining, a 2nd down coming up.
And assuming the timeouts are right, there's 2. They have Coach Trisciani's got 2 left. It looks like, correct?
Down to 1 now.
Down to 1. So so he already. That's right. He used one earlier in the first quarter. So you got 1. You probably want to use that at the point where you want to decide the football. So what do you say, Nick? Do you go in the end zone here? Do you do a cross pattern? Do you run the ball in the middle of the field to give your kicker the best shot? I don't know. Will be very interesting to see what the decision is. But that was a big stop by Bedford there. They were able to stop him basically at the line of scrimmage and stop running and force that timeout. So good job on the Bedford defense.
Coming up at halftime, a look back at the first half, stats, highlights, analysis, plus a look at the scoreboard. Busy day today. A few D1 games.
Yeah.
Rarely on a Saturday here in week number 7, plus action, of course, last night. We were out in Dover for a good game between the Green Wave and the Exeter Blue Hawks. We'll talk about that as well. So a lot to get to coming up at halftime. Plus, of course, the on-field entertainment featuring the Bishop Guertin Marching Band. We'll bring that to you as well. Still got 36 seconds to go, though, here in the second quarter. 7-7. Cardinals looking for their first lead of the night. Out of the gun, Suazo going to air it out. It's a jump ball, and it's incomplete. Now, Colby Snow in the area. The target was Szymanski, but that one incomplete. Now a 3rd down and 9 coming.
Not very fortunate there that he did for BG that they didn't get an interception there, Nick. There was no spacing, no space between the two of them, and you're going against a heck of an athlete there, a cornerback, Nick. In Colby.
All right, 3rd and 9. And again, Coach Trish in communication with Suazo, who is now set to go. 3 receivers left side, 1 short side right. Bedford going to blitz. Snap drop. Suazo picks it up, throws it incomplete.
Highly intelligent play.
Able to get it off just in time. It drops incomplete on the far side, flat. Now a 4th down and 9.
He had a receiver right there, Nick. Fortunately, but that was a very, very smart. Yeah, just now watch over here. You're going to see in front. Fortunately, there's a receiver right there, number 2. Szymanski. So
looks like BG ready for a field goal attempt here.
I think you'd agree, Nick, that the field goal situation would have been very different if he was down back on the 26-yard line.
33-yarder. Lennon from the far hash trying to give Bishop Guertin their first lead of the game. And he's going to see a timeout be used by his head coach here first. That's BG's final timeout with 28 seconds.
Well, why wouldn't you use that timeout in this situation, Nick? Because now you can make sure everybody, after you take a quick look at the Bedford defense, how they line up. Now you make sure all of your offensive linemen and all of your blockers have their proper assignment so you don't get a block kick here and give the kicker the best chance and the best window to make a successful kick.
Meanwhile, we know Lennon's got a good leg. The junior has shown the range throughout the season. He's 1 for 1 tonight on the extra point tries. 4th down and 10 officially here with the ball at the 16-yard line. Bedford, if you're just joining us, they struck first. 4-yard touchdown run from senior running back Logan Spear.
He runs hard.
And held that 7-0 lead into the final minute of the first quarter. That's when BG got on the board with a 1-yard plunge from Ethan Labby. Had a scoreless second quarter so far. Cardinals trying to change that. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be a 33-yarder, no wind. He's got the Bedford Bulldog fans in his right ear and the defense in his face. They're going to get a piece of the kick. This one is blocked and no good. Cardinals look dejected coming off the field. Bulldogs fired up after their special teams makes a play.
You know, you had a timeout to get everything lined up. That just shows you how Bedford has great special teams. You know, we talk about Londonderry special teams all the time. Bedford has impressed me in the video and the film and the games that we have seen live, Nick. It's just a great job here.
Good snap, good hold, but you can see the walls collapsing early there up front.
It looks to me like the offensive linemen were not moving. It's almost like there was a cadence issue or something, or I could be wrong. Watch. Yeah, they're just pressing in. Somebody's got to pick that up.
Gradinskas just snuck in.
What
like a cat burglar, and
nice play.
Gets
good job by Bedford there.
Meanwhile, Black, who's back in the game, by the way, that's a good sign.
Yep.
After leaving the field earlier, he's going to take a shotgun snap. He's going to take a knee, and that's going to take us to halftime. We've got ourselves, a grudge match? A defensive game? How would you describe this 7-7 affair, Steve, at halftime?
I think it's everything I would have hoped for. And that is a low-scoring, two defenses getting after it. And I'll tell you, BG going out of the clubhouse, the work from Garassi and of course Baker. I would even say Baker even more. But both of these guys have just been stalwart. As far as Bedford, very spread out. Their defensive core, you look at it as a unit. And they, as a unit, just worked so effectively in the first half. Just very difficult when you get down the red zone. I think if you watch the Exeter game last week, you see the same thing. Once they get down if they can get down the red zone, they just hold. And that block kick could loom big later on in this game. So terrific job by both defenses, as far as I'm concerned.
Been an entertaining 24 minutes here in Nashua. 7-7 score at halftime. Coming up in a few minutes. Bring it back here and take a look back at the first two quarters. A lot of scores to get to. See if we can scrum up some stats for you, as well as the on-field entertainment, which is coming your way momentarily. Halftime here at Stello Stadium. Bedford 7, Bishop Guertin 7. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
I'm Travis Kelsey, and this is Zen Water. The perfect alkaline water for sports hydration and the only water that's in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Ultra pure alkaline water in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Why would you drink anything else? Seriously, why would you drink anything else?
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and
right on. All right, give it up for our marching Cardinal band. CeeLo Green is part of the green. As they drum their way off the field, give another big hand to our Cardinal marching band. Rhythm section so solid you could hang sheetrock on it. While the band is marching their way off, ladies and gentlemen, we will be announcing the 50-50 Raffle Award winner for the evening, so locate your tickets. Tonight's pot is 200 smackaroos. Before we announce the 50-50 raffle, let's take a moment and pay homage to the Bishop Guertin football family who raised money for Gavin Huntoon's family tonight. In particular, Jacob Baker ran point on collecting a very generous donation drive that's going to help a family who is facing a lot of challenges tonight. Thank you to everybody.
Must have been a long line.
That was a nice tribute. Mention your guy.
All right, here comes the winning number of the evening. 50-50.
Back here at halftime, Bedford and Bishop Guertin tied at 7 in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas with Steve Beals here. Busy week number 6. And some scores coming in hot and heavy. We'll get to those in just a moment. Bedford, of course, came in riding the wave. Winners of 5 straight. Undefeated after an opening night week 1 loss, and 5-1 overall. Cardinals, of course, coming in also at 5-1. They started 5-0 before suffering their lone defeat last week at defending champion Londonderry. And both teams looked about as even as this 7-7 score would indicate. Bedford, the defense forced a turnover on downs to begin the football game. And then 2 snaps later on offense, they gave the ball right back to the Cardinals with a lost fumble. BG couldn't get it going, though, on the second drive, either a 3-and-out. Gave Bedford a pretty good starting field position. Bulldogs marched down and then capped off the drive with a 4-yard touchdown run from senior Logan Spear. So 7-0 was the Bedford lead at that point, about midway through the first quarter. That's when the Cardinals came alive on drive number 3, as they went down the field before a 1-yard touchdown run by senior running back Ethan Labby got them on the board. So we saw the game tied at 7 after 1 quarter. And in that second quarter, really both defenses came alive. Cardinals got pressure from their front 4. Defensive end Jacob Baker with a big first half, and then Bedford kind of doing the same, bending but not breaking at the tail end of that second quarter, forcing a missed field goal on the final play of the first half. So that's where we are, 7-7, with Bedford
set to receive the opening kickoff of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested to see. Let's assume if they got the kickoff, it was good. They're down. That was a very, as far as the situation in the game is concerned. Now you got to go right in the half, and it did change. How can it not change momentum psychologically in your mind a little bit? Be interesting to see how BG comes out here. Both defenses, Nick. I think Bedford's an extremely good football team. I feel as though BG is playing better than they did last week against Londonderry, or 2 weeks ago against Londonderry, personally. Seems to me that they played a full half of football. One of the concerns that Coach Trisciani talked about on Gridiron Thursday night with us was that it's really important that they start playing stronger in the second half. Yeah. So that they're going to need to come out against this great Bedford squad. I'll tell you, if I was BG, I'd be watching out for Colby Snow as well. He is just he's one of those guys that you just know at any point in time he could make a burst, get into the secondary, and go all the way. He's just that type of a player. But Spear has coughed the ball up a couple times, but boy, he's a hard runner as well. So both of these teams have offensive weapons. I'm really impressed with Labby. I think Labby has done a great job of filling Charlie's shoes. Those are big shoes to fill, but he doesn't have to fill them completely. What he's got to do is be good enough, strong enough, and a force enough to draw enough attention away from Matt Sanasuazo, which opens up Holstrom, because that's that combination that they need to work. He's doing a good job, an exemplary job doing that tonight. So I'm really excited about this half. This game's worked out, at least to this point, Nick. Who could ask for more, really?
Bedford coming out of the locker room slowly, walking their way back onto the field. Still have not seen the Cardinals. I'm going to add another 3 minutes here to this halftime clock, and it'll give us a few more minutes to talk here before the third quarter. Week number 7, statewide. In Division I, you had 7 teams with 5 wins. Wow. All chasing, of course, defending Division I champion Londonderry, who's still unbeaten against in-state competition. North is unbeaten, period, following a 49-7 win over Merrimack last night. That game was in Merrimack, and the Titans sent home the Tomahawks fans pretty early in that one. They improved to 6-0. Of course, their game in Week 6 was canceled due to the unfortunate tragedy that surrounded the Gavin Huntoon situation, where he was lost in an accident. So the opponent that week, of course, was Alvern. Neither the Broncos or the Titans ended up playing in Week 6. In last night's Londonderry affair, Alvern returns to the field, and the Lancers put them to bed early. 49-14 the final. Londonderry now 6-0 against in-state competition, 6-1 overall. The lone loss out of state against Bishop Hendricken of Rhode Island. All right, some scores from earlier today. Concord beat Salem by a score of 48-26. That's 6 in a row now for the Crimson Tide.
They got a lot
and they
going
are
on
6-1. They lost, of course, to Londonderry in Week 1.
Yep.
And are unbeaten since. And then a rivalry renewed south of the border. Pinkerton going down to Brockton. Of course, those two were longtime out-of-state rivals. That rivalry rekindled after nearly a decade, Steve, and you want to talk about points. How about 103 combined points?
Wow.
Between Pinkerton and Brockton. Astros on the wrong side of the final, 59-44.
Wow. Well, to score 49 points against Brockton High School for Pinkerton shows
44.
44 points shows that we knew that their defense was strong, Nick. I got to tell you. That's a lot of points against the city of Brockton, who traditionally are a powerhouse, throughout the decade, most years.
And then a big game going on right now in Division I East. Timberlane and Spalding. Everybody kind of chasing the Owls out there. Timberlane would love to get a bye and win the conference outright. They got to win out to do so. Right now, a 1-point lead over Spalding. 7-6 after 1. Timberlane out in front of Spalding. The Red Raiders, of course, looking to snap a 2-game losing streak.
And that game, due to field conditions last night, was changed to this evening. Both teams get a better day, another day of rest. How about Spalding? Hanging in there. I have tremendous amount of respect for what Timberlane has shown us, Nick. What I've seen in video and the games that we've done. But how about Spalding hanging right in there with them with a 1-point lead?
Yep.
Who was it?
Timberlane's up 7-6.
So they scored and got
Yep.
one. We'll see how this game progresses.
That game again, 12 minutes old, out on the Seacoast. Speaking
I
of
don't
the
think
Seacoast,
it's fair to force me to wait for the end of the game on that one, by the way, but whatever.
We got to maintain the drama.
I know.
We had some drama last night, at least initially, between Exeter and Dover. Blue Hawks got out to a big lead, 23-0, 22-0 at halftime, and that was too much for Dover. Green Wave looked good at times, able to move the football, but unable to score consistently. They got one touchdown in the second half and ended up losing 22-7 to Exeter. So Blue Hawks, they right the ship after a 2-game skid. They improved to 5-2. Dover slips to 4-3.
A lot of mental mistakes in there that cost them dearly at critical times. But I still come out of there with for Coach Coomber and the Dover Green Wave as if they're a good football team. And if they can make some adjustments and some corrections and alleviate some of that, they can cause havoc in the playoffs because they look like they are going to be playoff bound.
Underway here in the second half. Bedford, they won the coin toss. They deferred, and they're going to get a return across the 30 up to about the 32. That's Snow showing the speed there. So his father up here in the booth, shaking some hands at halftime earlier. And, Snow himself looked pretty good at times there. Ripped off the longest play from scrimmage for Bedford in that first half, a 33-yard catch and run.
But he's scary when he gets in the secondary, Nick. When you get through the offensive line group 5 yards past the line of scrimmage and he breaks outside or cuts up, what a terrific runner. Dynamic speed, great vision.
One of the faster players in the division, really.
I think so.
1st and 10 from there on 32. Black back in at center. He missed a play in that second quarter after taking a rough hit. Good to see him on the field. Meanwhile, Snow gets the first carry. Primary ball carrier in the first half was his teammate Logan Spear. Snow on an inside run, able to rip off 4. Set up a 2nd down and 6 coming up here from the 36-yard line.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that they start off with Snow, Nick, here. I'm interested to see how the passing game goes here.
High gun snap over Black's head. Ball on the turf. Up for grabs. BG may have it.
BG has it.
Yes, they do. That is the 3rd lost fumble tonight for Bedford. Gerasi comes up with the football, and the Cardinals are in on the doorstep here. 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 25.
Nick, 3 turnovers in a game are very hard to overcome. Bedford just has such a great defense. But at some point, fortunately, they weren't able to pick it up and run with it, Nick. But I got to tell you,
Gerasi able to just jump right on it and then rip it away from Black at the bottom of that pile. Meanwhile, Santa Suazo hands off to Labby on 1st and 10, and he flies his way inside the red zone. Goes airborne at about the 15-yard line, a rip of 10 yards and a first down.
Nobody runs with more reckless abandon in a very organized, structured way. He knows everything he's doing, but he runs in a ferocious fashion.
Tackle by Taliaferro.
What an athlete he is.
Minute gone, 3rd quarter. Cardinals want their first lead of the night. They stay on the ground. Labby just going to...
Great job.
Push the pile with a good second effort.
Yeah. Boy, he's
able
strong.
to truck his way down to about the 10-yard line. Well, we knew BG had some guys behind the starters, right? We talk about the injuries. Coach Trisciani told us back on Thursday it was like an all-conference team when you look at his list of injuries. But what we're seeing tonight, Steve, at a number of positions is that the Cardinals have some depth.
That was part of the keys to the game. They have to step up and play at their ceiling. And so far, they're doing that. And that's why they're in a position 7-7 here.
Nearly 2 minutes in, 3rd quarter. Santa Suazo going to dive down inside the 5-yard line. Well, not quite a first down. They're going to say, I think, 3rd and inches here.
Yeah, first down.
Yeah, that was a
first
down. Now the chain gang reacts.
Never any doubt in my mind.
1st and goal. Ball inside the 5.
From the gun, Santa Suazo on a dive play. Quarterback, keeper.
He's in the end
run
zone.
Into the end zone for a touchdown. It's a 5-yard score for the senior Matt Santa Suazo, and the Cardinals, for the first time tonight, have taken the lead. It's 13-7 with just over 2 minutes gone by in this third quarter.
Absolutely, Nick. And one of the things you see there is it's hard enough to make a fumble. It's bad enough to make a fumble or very difficult to overcome. And then you make the fumble in your own zone, and then they score. That's a triple right there. That's very difficult.
Meanwhile, Lennon on the field for the extra point try. 1 for 1 on the night. This one is up and good.
Bedford,
a line drive effort that sneaks inside the right upright. The Cardinals take advantage of the short field. They cap off a 25-yard touchdown drive with a 5-yard touchdown run from Santa Suazo.
Watch Dom Taliaferro. I want to give him all the credit in the world. He literally gave it up to try to block that punt. He came within inches, blocked that extra point. He was literally within inches, of getting it, and
would have been his second block.
Would have been his second
night.
block. He is on fire. He's a, it's when good teams have specialty players that are just focus on a certain aspect of it, and a lot of it is found in special teams, and it can be the game, the difference in a game. He didn't quite get there, but boy, what a gallant effort! What a great offensive drive for running drive for Santa Suazo and company to work the ball into the end zone. Here you're going to see it right here. Watch him come across. He's giving it 110% here. This is how it's done. Watch him. Look at that. What a great effort. He may have slightly touched that ball. You see him pounding in the ground afterwards. He wanted that one bad. So, great effort.
So, really for the first time tonight, it's on the Bulldogs to respond. They find themselves trailing on the scoreboard for the first time at 14-7. Kick from Lennon. Down the far side. It's going to be fielded by Spear at the 10. He's up to the 20. Makes his way to the 30 before he's wrapped up and driven down by several Cardinals, including Cody Szymanski, the first to arrive on the scene. Pretty good return. Pretty good starting field position here for Bedford on their second drive of this third quarter.
Yeah, Bedford did a good job blocking, giving him a little bit of room to develop some speed, something that BG has not done too well tonight. Excuse me, Nick. In my opinion, they've been kind of not a lot of run. The choices that they've made have not been north-south, so Bedford doing a good job there.
First and 10 from their own 31. Second straight drive that started at their own 31. Snow on an east-west run, going to be wrestled down by Baker as he tried to cut back.
Santa Suazo in there as well.
Inside. Baker, another tackle. He was really the standout defensive player for BG in that first half. And he comes up with another stop after a limited gain there for Snow of only 3 yards.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, you can see the intensity of this game is out there on the field is really impressive.
3 minutes in, third quarter. Cardinals going to bring an extra couple of guys to the line here, a 5-man front. Bulldogs find a hole. Spear tackled near the first down marker, out over the 40 to the 43.
That was a big hole.
Before he's tackled by Labby. Yeah, it wasn't touched until he was downfield, about 6 or 7 yards. Tackled by Ballesteri, the cornerback. So 1st and 10 coming up from their own 43. Well, between Spear, Snow, and Russell, it's really kind of a committee approach on the ground tonight for Coach Matthews.
All been impressive.
With Spear really as the main guy. Here's a fumble again.
I think Black fell on it.
On the handoff, the ball came loose, and it looks like the Bedford quarterback was able to bail out his team by pouncing on the loose ball and hanging on. Bedford narrowly able to avoid what would have been their 4th turnover of the night.
In their own zone as well. Another one that was in there would have been in their own zone. Very, very potentially costly mistake, but Danny Black was able to fall on it. And who was that? Number 60, looks like 60 got in on it.
Not sure if that was a design run for Spear,
I don't know.
or if they were trying to find snow or around the corner. Not sure. Meanwhile, a blitz here. Bulldogs keep it on the ground. Spear goes straight ahead. Follows the center up to about the 45-yard line. They may give him the 46.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty big play here, Nick.
3rd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, this is you usually have 4 or 5 plays each half that are key points in the game. I think this is one of them right here. If BG can make a stop, it's going to potentially change a little bit of the paradigm in favor of BG's favor, even more than it may be right now. But Bedford is so good at 3rd down conversions.
3rd and 7. Black going to throw, looking for Spear. It's incomplete. Had to get rid of it maybe a half second early.
Yeah.
Cardinals get into the backfield. They disrupt the timing, and they force the incompletion. A 4th down and 7, and Bedford looks like they're going to punt.
Yeah, let's not lose sight of number 57 on BG, A.J. Rasmussen. He is quietly putting together a great piece of work in his rushing, and this is not just Baker, who's just been unbelievable tonight. This is starting to broaden out a little bit on that defensive line, and you can see here a concern on the sidelines of the Bedford sidelines. They're trying to figure out where to go next. Sorry, Nick.
Rasmussen had unofficially a half sack in that first half.
He did,
and to your point, applied the pressure there. So 4th down and 7. 5 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter. Snow's going to get this one off. It's a wobbly kick down the near sideline, bounces inside the 30, and is ruled out of bounds at the 27-yard line. No return. Cardinals will come out 1st and 10. Got the ball and the lead for the first time tonight. 14-7 BG.
Pretty important possession here, BG, if they're looking to instead of have the edge here in the game, looking to take control of the game. This is the time to, boy, I'll tell you, for teams that certainly Bedford likes to pass, these are really running teams tonight. They both are believing in their run and believe it's the best way. You can tell by the play calling on the field. That's how to get it done.
Run-heavy scripts both ways, sprinkled in with some passing. Right side run on 1st and 10. Hole was there, but then snapped shut pretty quickly as well. That's Sutton, big number 98 down there. He's played well. He's got the hair hanging out the back of the helmet. And, of course, Kevin Sheridan, we've said his name a few times, on the near side edge that time for Bedford. All in all, Labby, a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8 coming up as we approach the midway point of this 3rd quarter.
Labby does not lose yardage very often when he gets the ball. He finds a seam, finds a way to get at least 2. But he's racked off more than that tonight on some very good runs.
2nd and 8. They fake to Labby this time. Sanasuazo, nowhere to go.
Nice.
Couple of steps to his left, tried to cut it back up, but Bromley was waiting for him in the hole. No gain, 3rd down and 8 coming up.
Yeah, there's another name, Bromley, who's had a terrific night tonight for Bedford on both sides of the ball. He's done a great job. Good tackle, how to stay square to the line.
Jake Ben in the area
Just
as well.
nothing there.
All right, 3rd and 8 from their own 29.
Oh,
Bulldogs would love a 3-and-out here, get the defense off the field.
Yeah, Coach Trisciani seeing the defense that he wants. He changed the play.
Yeah, Labby's going to go around and now line up on the right side of his quarterback. Blitz coming. Sanasuazo gets rid of it. Incomplete. Trying to find Zemansky down the near sideline, but
Didn't have
it
enough
looked
time.
like the timing was disrupted.
Yep, good effort, but
And a
good job by Bedford.
A good play call, I think, by defensive coordinator Sean Donahue, dialing up a blitz there and forcing the incompletion. Coach Matthews praised his longtime defensive coordinator, Sean Donahue, and we spoke with him back on Thursday night on FNL Gridiron.
That was a very enjoyable conversation with Coach Matthews. Really got an opportunity to talk with him long enough to see what an intelligent coach he is. And
now in year number 4.
Done a good job.
Of course, had big shoes to fill coming in for the departed former Bulldog head coach Derek Stank, who brought the team 2 championships in 3 years. This one high, rainbow punt from Baker. It's going to come down at midfield. and eventually be down at the Bulldog 46-yard line. Bedford wanted to get out of the area. That thing came down like a missile.
I have to tell you, that could be how high that ball was. That could have barely met the Frost on the Piggy award for the first time this year, because I'll bet that thing was way up there. That was above the lights, almost above the lights, Nick. That thing was major league hang time, and there was a white jersey right around it as it dropped. Could have been costly for Bedford there if he touched him and BG recovered.
Right. Coach Trisciani talked about trying to use the punt game. It's a little bit more of a weapon, using the boundary. Baker,
you don't want run backs
there, right? No run back. And now Bedford from their own 46 is going to begin the drive. They go around the edge, near side. This is Tagliaferro, who lowers the shoulder at the tail end of the run before stepping out of bounds in Cardinal territory at the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
Yep.
Set up a 2nd down and 3 as we head towards 5 minutes now, third quarter.
He plays hard. Watch how he runs. Nice cut up. Look at that nice move upfield. Nice little jab step there. Waited for his blocks to develop and then and then fights through the seam.
May or may
got
not
about 8 yards.
May or may not have had a word for that Cardinal defense after the run as well.
Well, that's going to happen, you know.
All right, 3 receiver set. Tight end right side, 3-man front for BG. Black going to throw. It's a receiver screen for Colby Snow. Snow far side, trying to truck his way to the marker. Good second effort. There's a push after the play. A little pushing and shoving. It's going to depend on the spot here whether or not
he got a first down.
Snow had the first down. I think they're going to give it to him.
Hey, but his body watch him, he get twisted back. Very fortunate there was no injury. You hate to see this when all of a sudden you begin to go down, you got a guy under you, and then they push you back. Boy, did he fight hard for that first down. Good job.
Szymanski, the defensive back, looked like trying to claw that football loose. Cardinals have done a good job in that regard. They forced a fumble on the opening Bedford drive. We've seen a couple of bad snaps, a bad handoff. All in all, 3 turnovers tonight by the Bulldog offense. All right, it's Spear off a left guard, and he's got himself another nice gain down to the Cardinal 36-yard line.
Nice developing drive here. Remember, all of this after the turnover, the defense at Bedford stood strong, as they've done all year long for them, and give them another option here to get the offense on the field, and now they're beginning to cash in well into Cardinal territory now.
Pretty good block thrown there by Jake Ben as well.
Yep.
For Bedford. It's a 7-yard pickup. And we've got ourselves now 2nd down and 3 as we hit the 4-minute mark, third quarter. Play action? No. They stay on the ground. Broken tackle in the hole, and then Baker comes over.
Finishes.
To finish off the tailback, who, by the way, is slow to get up here. Needs some assistance to get back to his feet. That's another carry for Spear.
Another first down.
And another first down for Bedford after a pickup of 5. Holes have been there tonight.
Both sides.
At times, yeah, that was a pretty good one there. You see Rasmussen.
Keeps his feet moving.
Trying to
so important.
Make that initial tackle. Labby in there as well on the final stop. So 1st and 10. Bedford trailing here 14-7. Trying to come up with their first points since the first quarter. Spear made a man miss. Gets to the 2nd level.
Well,
and now a flag is going to fly after
I hate to see this.
After the tackle is made at the 25-yard line.
I don't know who it's on, but you hate to see flags like this at this point. We've got ourselves a marquee football game here. Something must have triggered one of the officials. So
well, it seemingly
we don't know what's going on down there. So
gotten a little chippy.
Yeah, it has
during this drive, and we're going to see a personal foul here against Bishop Guertin. As you see there, a little frustration at the bottom of the pile. That's the defensive back, Nieto, trying to punch the ball loose despite the fact that Russell was already on the ground.
Yeah, I think the officials made the right call there, Nick. You cannot have a fist. You can't try to punch the ball out after the guy's on the ground. So, like I said, we don't know what's going on down there, but you hate to see penalties like that that's potentially affect a game either way.
Big penalty for the Cardinals.
Bedford will take it.
BG only 1 penalty in that first half,
which keep your composure.
Coincidentally was a personal foul call against the defense. All right, stretch run. Russell on 1st and 10. Won't get to the edge. Another flag comes in. Szymanski, a good tackle along the line of scrimmage, but let's see here. It's a hold against Bedford.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Coach Matthews upset. You can see there the fourth-year head coach is demonstrably upset here, roaming up and down the sidelines. This one going to cost his team 10 yards. It's the fourth penalty of the night.
Let's see if we can see it here.
Against Bedford. So they'll spot the ball back at the 25.
Here we go. Look off to the right. Yeah, it looked like somebody was chasing the runner.
Flag came
Might have got tugged.
Came in a little bit late as well. So first and 23 officially. Rolling left is Black. He's got room. He throws. It's caught by Taliaferro at the 20. And he'll advance the ball no further. Wrestled down by Ballesteri. It's a 5-yard pickup. We're inside of 3 minutes now, third quarter. And Bedford facing a second down and 18.
BG on the turf here seems so much faster, Nick, on their defense than they did a couple weeks ago against Londonderry. Maybe that's just because Londonderry is so fast. I don't know, but they're just getting to the spots and the points of attack quicker tonight. They're doing it in force. It's just it's just some of it's just the psychology of these two teams playing each other. You know, it's a grudge match every time.
Very familiar with one another. Staffs and players up and down the roster all know each other. This one complete. There's a rollout. Good throw for Black. Third catch tonight for the senior Paul Trinieri.
Good job by Danny Black to wait for the right time to make the throw, Nick. He let the play develop. They provided him the time, and he executed that very well.
12-yard pickup. Bedford's inside the 10 here. Ball at the 9-yard line.
Take a look at it.
Look at roll out. 3rd and 6 coming up.
As I've always said, I love quarterbacks rolling out to their power side. To me, the options that they have, especially if you're a prolific runner. Nice job by Danny Black there.
And a good catch by Paul Trinieri.
Yep.
3rd and 6. BG's fans chanting defense. Bedford.
Big play here.
Going to go to the air. Black going to tuck and run now and not get enough. Only got maybe a yard before 2 or 3 Cardinals swarmed him. 4th and 6 coming now with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And you see Rocco Garassi with both arm pumps up in the air. He is motivated. This cool weather plays into keeping your starters on the field more, Nick, because nobody's going to get fatigued from being too warm. It's good fresh air out there, and Rocco's cashing in on that capability. He is not coming off the field.
Biggest play so far. 4th and 6.
They're going to go for it. Wow.
Bedford looking to tie the game with a touchdown.
It's a big gamble.
Out of the gun, Black going to throw. It's a slant pass, and it's incomplete. Trying to find the man in the end zone. Ballesteri in on the coverage. The pass goes incomplete. Bedford shut down in the red zone, trying to find Paul Trinieri.
I don't know, Nick. That's a big gamble right there. You're going for the full 7 there ultimately, right? And you've got a good kicker. Bedford's got a fantastic kicker. But you know what? He wanted to tie the game. There's no wrong call. It is a gamble, though. You can't deny that.
Quick release, quick slant. Incomplete. As a result, BG going to get the football. 7-point lead still intact. They attack Bedford up the middle on 1st and 10, and they rip off another chunk play here out over the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Gain of 13 and a first down as this kid continues to run well out of the backfield tonight.
He's doing terrific, Nick. Look at that. Nice move. Protecting the ball in between the hashes. 2 hands.
Slippery. Back to Labby. Not as much this time. Over right guard, only gets 3 up to about the 29-yard line as we move now inside the final minute, third quarter.
He's not just a typical running back. This young man's very, very solid at what he does.
Yeah.
And I'm impressed with his conditioning and strength. His leg drive is very, very powerful. And he seems to be getting stronger week by week as he gets the reps, Nick, that he's been getting.
Yeah.
It's paying off for BG tonight.
Has seen his role increase with the injury to Charlie Bellavance. Labby again wrestled down by Bromley, excuse me. At where? The 32-yard line. Call it a game of 3.
And now a 3rd and 3 is on the way. We'll see if the Cardinals want to run another play here. We're inside of 20 seconds.
I think I'd be surprised if he runs another play before the quarter ends. Very surprised. I think they're going to let it go.
Would be surprised as well. We're inside of 10 seconds now, and it looks like we're going to head to the fourth quarter with
I think you're right.
Coming 3rd and 3 facing the Cardinals. BG, they took the lead in that third quarter on a 5-yard touchdown run from Matt Sanasuazo. And as a result, with 12 minutes to go in regulation, it's the Cardinals' lead to lose. Will BG get their 6th win of the season, or does Bedford have a comeback on the road in the cards? We begin to find out next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Start of the fourth quarter. BG facing a 3rd and 3. They lead Bedford 14-7. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Labby up the middle. Bedford may have slammed the door shut there.
Yep.
Going to be well shy of the first down, maybe a yard gain. Looks like a 4th down and 2 is on the way with the ball at the 32-yard line. Bedford looking to extend their win streak to 6 games. They're going to have to do it from behind here on the road in the fourth quarter. BG looking to keep pace with Nashua North with a win tonight. They would improve to 6-1. Of course, Titans are 6-0 following a win last night on the road at Merrimack. Bedford, they led 7-0. Scored on their second drive, 4-yard touchdown run from Logan Spear. The last 14 points have been scored by the Cardinals. We had a 7-7 tie at halftime. BG took their first lead just 2 minutes into the third quarter. Baker's punt.
Big one.
Is a good one?
Yep.
No return. It's down at the 32-yard line. Bedford will begin there with a minute gone here in this fourth quarter.
I find it interesting that he didn't get under that. He had plenty of time to get under that and make a catch. I almost think that it's just let it go. Let our offense get in the field. Yeah. Don't even try to do a run back. We don't want any more errors.
Little different story, I think, at night as well, fielding some of those punts.
And the temperature's going down about 10 degrees in the last 10 minutes.
Temperature's a little colder. Yeah. And with the elevation Baker's been getting on those kicks, they're coming down like a rocket.
Mm-hmm.
So you sprinkle in the fact that Bedford has had fumbling issues tonight already.
No question.
Best to just stay away, and that's been seemingly the game plan for Coach Matthews in the punt return game. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Bedford trailing 14-7. Spear, who's been the lead back tonight, not going to get anything there. In fact, he loses a yard on a run up the middle as Guertin and that 3-man front continue to hold their own for BG.
Oh, they're doing a fantastic job. Nick, there's something over in the Bedford student section that they're throwing up and down. It's not a ball. I don't know what it is, but I know you got your binoculars, so check that out in between plays.
Well, they're calm right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been a factor tonight, as they usually are, that traveling fan base. Meanwhile, this complete to the tight end. Good catch. Good throw and catch there. Sheridan, his second grab.
Yep.
He's going to move the ball out to the 40-yard line and set up a 3rd down and 2 here coming up for Bedford.
Danny was close. If he waited a split second more, that would have been a heck of a blind shot coming in from the back. But he got the ball off in time, and he made a nice throw outside. 3rd and 2 was a lot better than an incomplete pass. So,
that's Dave Burke.
Or a loss from a...
Dave Burke on the call there, the defensive coordinator for for BG. Been coaching a long time with the Trisciani family. Meanwhile, up the middle, Spear. Going to simplify it on 3rd and short. They go with the dive, and they get the first down they were looking for.
Yeah, they do a great job here opening up holes. Watch this. Looks like the guard comes down a little bit. No, he just gets body position, turns him inside, and now it's only Matt's left to make the defensive play. Boy, that was a
big hole.
That was a big hole and a big collision there on that tackle.
Santa Suazo, mop-up duty as usual.
He seems to enjoy it.
One of the better safeties in the state for sure. 1st and 10. Again, it's Spear. He's met. And the second effort is going to push the pile. Going to get 5, maybe 6, maybe even 7 yards in the end. Stood up originally by the sophomore defensive lineman Sean Krause, but you know Spear, he's built very well, very low to the ground.
He's strong. He's very strong.
Tough to bring down.
So many players on both sides of the field here have just obviously put a lot of effort into good conditioning. Look at that leg drive.
Another good block by Ben as well.
Yep.
56 in white. 3 minutes in, 4th quarter. Bedford trying to tie the game. They have not scored since their second drive tonight, back in the 1st quarter. Snow, not going to fool anybody.
Well, when I saw that guy dive in it, I thought there was another fumble, Nick, but it wasn't. It was just he was just already in the process of making the tackle.
I think that's Baker on the stop yet again.
Boy, what a factor he has played tonight.
One of his better games, undoubtedly, tonight. Geraci, I think, is actually the first there.
He is another terrific ball player.
Nose tackle.
Both these teams are loaded with
impressive stat line of his own. Meanwhile, BG showing heat here on 3rd down. Bedford going to pitch to Russell. Russell gets a key block at midfield, but he's going to be tackled shy of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, I think this will be going for 4th down here, Nick.
Baker and Ballesteri in the area, and you're right, it's going to be a 4th and 2, and well, with now less than 8 minutes to go, and the clock's still ticking, I'd imagine that you're right, Steve. Coach Matthews going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to go for that on 4th down into the end zone there, he's certainly going to go here, I'm sure.
As we get a look at Coach Lozon and some of the Londonderry staff scouting these two contenders.
Notes.
Meanwhile, a timeout is called.
There they are.
First timeout of the second half, and it's called by Bedford. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights in New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. Also by New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast. Visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally by Ghost Energy. Ghost is a sports nutrition brand, an active lifestyle sports nutrition brand that empowers users to be seen beyond the walls of the gym. So be seen with Ghost Energy. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Big play here. 4th down and 2. Bedford going to go to Spear. He's got the first down, but a flag is going to fly here at the tail end of the play.
Wow, this is a big call right here. I would say it's a bigger call if it's against Bedford, Nick.
It was thrown by the umpire. It's a hold against the Bulldogs, and the Cardinals fans cheer.
Wow, that's a big one.
Going to stomp the bleachers as
See
well.
if we can see it here on replay.
Haven't seen too many holding calls tonight, but we see one here. 4 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter.
I couldn't really see.
No.
Is it 78? No, I don't know. I can't tell.
A killer penalty. Bedford now facing a 4th and 13, and they're going to have to punt the football. Santa Suazo is the deep return man for BG. Toes at the 30, his own 30.
I think it might have been on 23.
Low snap, Snow, no problem on the kick. It's high. It's angling towards the far side, and it's played on the bounce at the 30-yard line by the gunner, Taliaferro.
I don't think I've seen as many punts in a game that don't roll forward, that actually bounce and either come back or go nowhere.
That's a good point.
Almost every one tonight.
All right, Cardinals going to start it there on 30. That seems like that's been the popular place for a starting field position. It's been
around the
either
30.
31, 29, 32, 30.
Even kick returns have been around that area as well.
Right, especially in the second half. Labby, not much, if anything there. A wall of white. Sheridan and company, along with Sutton, down there on the stop for Bedford. It is a 1-yard gain.
Little surprise of how little Santa Schwaza was actually running the ball, Nick, in the last two things. It's pretty much been Labby every single time, and he's done a great job. But
well, Coach Trish doesn't want to lose him either.
No, not only does he want to lose him, I think he's just got tremendous faith in his defense tonight because they're doing a terrific job.
Yeah.
So his attitude is, burn the clock, protect the quarterback, and let the defense stay on the field and protect the lead.
Of course, Labby's been productive himself as well as a part of that. Santa Schwaza going to call his own number here and follow the wide receiver left side. Before he's stopped by Gradinskis at about the 35-yard line. That'll set up a 3rd and about 4 here. Coming up as we hit the midway point, fourth quarter.
Matt's a master at letting his blocks develop. See, he always has his hand on the hips, waiting to roll off of those hips. He's just got that's just his God-given ability that's been just brought to the ceiling by a lot of hard work, practice, and conditioning.
That was Baker on the lead block, the big left tackle.
Not a bad guy to have in front of you.
No, especially on a night like tonight where he's been dominant. Santa Schwaza complete to Bombara. It's a first down.
That's huge.
Wow. He had 2 Bulldogs in his face on the blitz. Looks like released its sidearm, and it's on target, and the drive continues, 1st and 10.
We were talking, Nick, certain plays you remember. I'll remember this one because that's a big – that could have been by Santa Schwaza, holds on to it, gets rid of it, and a nice reception and a fall forward. He knew exactly where the first down marker was and did a great job executing that reception.
And may have just bought his team another 2 minutes at least here as the clock begins to really become a factor. The gun snap is dropped. Santa Schwaza is whistled down. Picked it up, but with Sheridan in his face, the officials blow the whistle. Are you sure his knee was down? I think that was just...
We're going to find out.
The officials may be looking out for the quarterback.
Yeah, it was down. It was down.
You're
Great
right.
call.
You're right.
Boy, I questioned them earlier, and they were spot on down in the lowest on the far left over there. They've done a good job tonight.
That's the referee himself made that call.
Yeah, done a good job.
And it was accurate. 7-yard loss, 2nd and 17 from there on 37. Handoff, stretch run, Ballesteri looking for the boundary.
Great defense.
And is ridden out of bounds by Gradinskis.
Yeah, you don't want to allow yourself to run out of bounds, but the clock is going, so they wound it.
The officials say forward progress inbounds.
Yep.
Before he was ultimately ended up out of bounds.
3, yep, just barely.
All right. 3rd and 16. Clock ticking down to 4:20 and counting. Coach Matthews still with 2 timeouts in his back pocket with his club trailing 14-7.
Yeah, this is about field position here. They, obviously that's a long way to get a first down. I would imagine they're just going to run the ball and kick it.
4 receivers, 3 strong side left. Back to throw, Santa Schwaza. It's a screen underneath. Labby makes 1, 2 men miss, and he's close to the first down. All the way across midfield down to the Bedford 46.
They've called it. That is a backbreaker in this game, Nick.
Back-to-back 3rd down
but
conversions.
There's a penalty flag. They may have picked it up. I don't know. I saw him waving the flag. That usually means they picked it up.
Pretty close to the line of scrimmage is where the flag was thrown.
Yep.
As we get a look at Labby.
Yeah,
excellent run after the catch. Finished off by Rizzo, but not before. Apparently he got the first down by a yard or so. Meanwhile, the officials are talking it over at midfield.
I'm wondering if it's ineligible player downfield, Nick, on that play. It could very well be that. And they're going to have a conference and figure that out. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You're right on it, Steve, as usual. Let's get the home sideline upset. Coach Trisciani
there's limited
Jr.
amount that they can go over the line and how early they can go. And That is a big one, Nick.
Still kind of an obscure call. Look at Coach Trish Sr. is really upset, as both father and son are a couple of yards onto the field here, demanding the attention of the officials. Looking for an explanation there. That's a tough one. Both teams have had to swallow some tough penalties here in the fourth quarter.
Usually a screen pass, Nick. They let it go. I'd have to see the play, but Coach Trisciani clearly does not agree with that whatsoever. And
now 3rd and 21.
You don't see that often on a screen.
Went from 1st and 10 to 3rd and 21.
Yep.
Whistles blown. Clock continuing to tick inside of 4 minutes. BG going to use all of the play clock here. Santa Suazo back in the gun. This time going to go deep. Going to air it out down the far sideline. Szymanski, did he pull that in? It is
out of bounds.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. I want to see this on replay.
Able to elevate. Looked like he pulled it in on his way to the ground.
You're going to see. I knew Matt would have a good shot at that. Let's see if he's got it as he comes down.
Got it with one hand. Question is, which foot landed first? Was it the one out of bounds or the one inbounds?
Yeah, we'll get another shot here.
They're going to rule it incomplete. You see the one-on-one scenario there. Szymanski.
He's in bounds.
Get it?
He's in bounds.
Kind of bang, really close. They say incomplete. BG going to punt. Baker's kick high again. This time it will be returned by Snow. Going to come near side. Make a move at the 40, 45.
Good
for the
field
50.
position for Bedford.
He's going to be tackled just shy of midfield at about the 49-yard line. So Bedford down 7 on the scoreboard, 3:18 to work with. They've got 2 timeouts as well coming out here with the offense 1st and 10.
Yeah, hey, we're going to look at it again here. Try to slow it down. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we'll check it out later, but that, unfortunately it skipped on the replay. Well, so here we go for Bedford.
Yeah, insignificant now.
Yep.
Bedford's got it. And again, both teams have really had to swallow some tough calls tonight.
They sure have.
3-man front. BG's going to blitz off the edge. Bedford runs up the middle with Spear, who's going to go airborne inside the 45 and land a couple of yards shy of the first down marker, gain of 8.
Yeah, nice job cutting back. Spear does a great job at this. Look at this. Follows his blocks very well.
Undercut by Santa Suazo.
Offensive lineman doing a great job tonight as well.
Yeah.
2:54 and counting.
2nd and 3 officially. Danny Black, the junior. Back in the gun. Black going to throw down the seam, incomplete. Looking for Snow, who had, it looked like a little bit of a window there between the 2 defensive backs, Santa Suazo.
Well, who wouldn't
and
agree with that
Ballesteri.
play? Who wouldn't agree with a good seam pass to Snow? I mean, he's probably arguably the fastest guy on the football field, and a good gun by Danny Black, just a little bit out of the reach, sailed a little bit. Looked to me like Matt Santa Suazo had a good beat on it. If the ball was catchable, it looked like he was there. Yeah, he had the arm bar going down. Was that Matt? Yeah, it was. What a terrific safety this guy is. He's just incredible. Just 2 great athletes going at it, you know?
3rd and 3. It was Ballesteri on the step-for-step coverage with Santa Suazo coming over from the safety spot. Meanwhile, this one is whistled dead. We've got a timeout.
Wow.
Upon the snap, Coach Matthews is going to burn Bedford's 2nd timeout here and stop the clock with 2:44 to go.
Well, situational football, Nick. I'm surprised he called that timeout, but you can understand it. It all depends on what the head coach feels.
Right.
Is this the time or not? He feels for his team this 3rd down is that important. He does not want BG to get the ball back and then try to have to call timeouts to save the clock. He's going to go for it right now. Probably not a bad call. Could go either way. But sometimes you get into a situation where you wish you had them back.
And sometimes, of course, what's going on pre-snap forces your hand, right? If the play clock is winding down and your team's not quite set,
yep,
you want to make sure you get it right, especially on a big down like the one coming up. 3rd down and 3. Of course, speaking of coming up, after the game, we got a post game for you, including an upset watch out on the East Coast. We'll take a look
at Timberlane and Spalding. And recap this one in its entirety as well. Been a fun weekend for us here at Friday Night Lights.
Regardless all coming that one
after the game. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 3 from the Cardinal 45. Bedford goes back to the ground. Russell, left side, not going to find any room. No gain on the rush attempt.
And look who's there, right front and center.
Of green and gold, led by Rocco Geraci.
And Rasmussen as well. These guys have been a force tonight. When you look at that crew, they've done a terrific job, Nick.
It's a loss of 1 officially. 4th down now and 4 on the way.
If you see this replay, you're going to see that Rocco was double-teamed. He still held the line and drove it backwards.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
Seeing attention all year. Cardinal fans pounding on the bleachers, and they are celebrating now on the sidelines. The 4th down pass attempt is knocked down. Geraci raising his arms in victory after getting a piece of that pass. It's incomplete. Cardinals take over. Bedford's got just 1 timeout remaining with just over 2 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
And the Cardinals, Nick, taking over at their own 45 with terrific field. But look at Rocco Geraci. Does it again. This guy does it all. Boy, talk about big plays and big players coming up big.
Yep.
That was absolutely terrific. Bedford not out of this yet. They still have another timeout. If they can stop them here, they will have time to bring it down.
But I'd say
2:02 is tough with 1 timeout.
More or less a 1st down probably ends the game.
No question.
Meanwhile, on the no give. They keep it with Santa Suazo, and the quarterback doesn't get much. Maybe
and coach takes it now.
A couple of yards, and Bedford is going to use their final timeout right here with 1:55 to go.
You know, Nick, I've been trying to eat a little dessert here that Kristen brought upstairs here, and it's been difficult with a game like this, Nick. It's just been incredible to watch. This is the sort of matchup that we were hoping for. We are getting entertained tonight by some outstanding defensive football and some off and on great offensive execution. But there's no doubt that the coaches here, Nick, have attacked this game both with a running game. That's been their focus because they both believe in a strong defense. And boy, if you're going to get into the final dance, you got to have a strong defense, and both these teams do.
And both teams really considered at this point, I think, 2 of the better programs in the state. 2 top 5 teams, according to the New Hampshire Union Leader Power Poll. Bedford this week broke into the top 5 for the first time at number 5. BG slipped a spot after last week's loss to Londonderry to number 3. Not that matters. What does matter is win number 6. And win number 6, maybe just moments away for BG if they can pick up a 1st down. They're going to draw Bedford off sides here and get a free 5 yards.
Yeah, you got to give Matt Sanasuajo a lot of credit for the cadence work that he's done tonight. We saw it last night with Evan Pafford, Nick. We saw the same thing. And you see it with Exeter. You see it with BG. Both of these guys do an absolutely terrific job on trying to draw people off sides. I think that's at the 4th time that's happened tonight. And I think they were caught 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds about right. Cadence has been big. A weapon for BG. Labby's going to pick up the 1st down. Another interior run for the big senior tailback. He's going to move the sticks after a 5-yard
and they can't stop the clock. They're just going to burn 30 seconds of whack here. Might have a few seconds left, but
tackled by Taliaferro, but not before the 1st down is surrendered. And you're right, Bedford really now in between a rock and a hard place, so to speak. Out of timeouts, now 90 seconds and counting remaining.
But let's not lose sight of how close this game is tonight between these 2 outstanding football teams, and they're both going to come out of this game better for it because when you play great competition, you get better every week.
Santa Suazo.
Yeah, that's what I figured they would do.
In victory formation. Going to drop the left knee to the turf. Bring the clock under a minute. Cardinal fans starting to celebrate here at Stello Stadium.
Yeah, you were talking about it earlier, Nick. I couldn't agree more that both of these teams have had some very difficult calls against them, but when you look at the referees for the most part, the officiating staff. They've done a good job because when you look at it a little closer and closer, they look pretty good. I don't know about that pass down there, but you got to give reference. We're gonna do another play here. There we go. You got to look at the calls have been pretty even. I think the turnovers really hurt Bedford tonight because that's one of the scores that got turned back because remember it was deep in their own end.
Right. I guess, game-winning score, technically, the third quarter touchdown from Santa Suazo came off a Bedford turnover. Gave BG a tremendously short field at the Bulldog 25-yard line. A couple plays later, they're in the end zone, and that's, in the end, the difference. As BG, in the second half, they break open a 7-7 halftime tie, and they're going to win this thing here in week number 7 by a score of 14-7. Cardinals back to their winning ways. They improved to 6-1. Bedford, after a 5-game win streak, slips to 5-2. Bulldogs will look to rebound on the road next week at Keene before hosting Merrimack in the season finale. BG, of course, right back on this field next weekend against undefeated Nashua North.
How big does that game get now? I mean,
all the marbles will be on the table.
On the conference, really, right?
So to speak, because, North is 6-0, and BG will be 6-1 going into that game. So everybody else playing catch-up in D1 West.
Yeah, BG's only lost to London, which has been anything short of calling them flawless, I think would be an understatement. They have been
the Lancers
fantastic this year, but this is a big win for this program for this year to be able to. One of the things that Coach Trisciani wanted to see was 4 quarters of football, and I don't think there's any doubt he saw that tonight.
Yeah. All right, coming up, we'll recap this one and take a look at the out-of-town Week 7 scoreboard as well, including a potential upset between Timberlane and Spalding. All that next. BG a winner tonight, 14-7 in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
I'm Travis Kelsey, and this is Zen Water. The perfect alkaline water for sports hydration and the only water that's in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Ultra pure alkaline water in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Why would you drink anything else? Seriously, why would you drink anything else?
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited, Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, 14-7 is the final. John Trisciani Jr., the head coach, get his team back to playing winning football after their 5-game win streak was snapped last week with a loss at defending champion Londonderry. They defend their home field tonight. They beat a very good, very hot Bedford team by a final of 14-7. This one started well for the Bulldogs, who were seeking their 6th straight win. They got on the board first. Inside of 5 minutes first quarter, a 4-yard touchdown run by Logan Spear set the tone. BG, though, responded right away. Next drive, they went down the field, set up a short 1-yard touchdown run for the senior running back, Ethan Labby. And that was our score after the first quarter, 7-7. Stayed at 7-7 at halftime until BG early in the third quarter went ahead. And it turned out that was all they needed. A 5-yard touchdown run by Matt Sanasuazo, 14-7. Again, just 2 minutes into the third quarter. Both offenses, both teams really had their chances after that. But some key mistakes, some key calls, and some key stops preserved the 14-7 win for BG as they improved to 6-1 now in the season.
Well, I think the key calls are on both sides, so I'd say there's pretty good parity there as far as anybody having an advantage or anything like that.
Right.
But I will tell you, I just think the big players for BG really showed up. Garachi, Baker, Sanasuazo. Labby is just playing right. Who knows where his ceiling is, but boy, he did a terrific job filling in tonight for Charlie Bellavance. And Coach Trisciani's got to be walking off the field feeling like, you know what, we had a week of practice, very similar to Exeter last night, and we executed 48 minutes of first-rate football, and it was effort. There were also other guys besides Labby that really stepped up, which was part of our keys to the game, Nick, in the beginning. I thought Rasmussen did a phenomenal job. I just think the blocking by the receivers downfield was excellent when runs were broken. And they just beat an outstanding, very well-coached Bedford football team. So BG's got to feel very good going in. Bedford, you know what? Sometimes a tough loss like this can make you stronger, make you remember. So if you get into this situation again, but at the end of the day, if you're going to break this game down, there's one thing that just looms very large. It's always, in a 60-minute NFL game, Nick, very difficult to overcome 3 turnovers. Yeah. It's certainly really hard at the high school level with 48 minutes to overcome 3 turnovers, and there was almost 4. So to me, that was that to me cost them a touchdown. That was really the difference in the game. So they played BG played to the most part mistake-free football, and I just thought the game plan by both teams of running the ball was the best choice. That's all I got. That's what I saw out there, and very entertaining football game for both of these excellent teams.
The Cardinal win tonight sets the stage for a Week 8 showdown here at Stello Stadium between Nashua North and Bishop Guertin Friday night.
That's
I would
showdown.
say most likely, wink and a nod, that game will be carried here.
How do you not?
On Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We'll know for sure by Thursday, and that's the next time we're on the air with FNL Gridiron coming away live at 6 Eastern from the Beals Insurance Studios in Bedford. We'll preview all the big games with all the head coaches involved, plus, of course, members of the media, etc. We've got you all covered every Thursday during football season.
Do a great job of
Gridiron at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, a great job, Nick, getting those guests. Boy, was it just terrific to be able to talk to John Trisciani and Coach Matthews, 2 excellent, outstanding coaches, and just to provide insight of what we expect, they're going to do, and they're very open and honest and just do a terrific job. I really enjoy doing Gridiron, and we get a little insight before we come into the game.
A lot of insight.
What to expect.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Want to start with the thank yous, starting at the top with the Bishop Guertin Athletic Director, Ryan Brown, who's always very nice to us, for sure. We appreciate him and his staff here. All our friends at Stello Stadium, Coach Roby all the way down. Of course, Mr. McDonough on the PA. Our friends over at BCTV and Bedford Radio, the big dog himself.
It was like a lineup here of media. It was terrific.
Bill Jennings in the joint.
Harry.
Along with our friend Harry and Corey.
And Corey must
appreciate them.
Great job.
As usual. We a lot of love, a lot of years doing this with those guys.
Bill was telling me. Bill, my buddy Bill was telling me earlier. You gotta go to conditioning like me. And then what does my wife bring up? A big thing of fried dough. So he was laughing at me earlier. But I gave him a piece and he ate it. So
that's all he needed.
Absolutely.
I suppose. Want to thank our friends at ETV as well, including Pete Johnson,
terrific
Joe
guy.
Marcellino over at NHHighSchoolSports.com. I'm sure Tom King was floating around here somewhere.
No, he was not here tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure we would have heard him if he was here.
Yeah.
But, of course, with our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire crew as well, doing this all, of course, in memory of Craig Incardoni, who continues to be missed and will be missed moving forward. 4, Kristen Beals, Steve Beals, Matt Beals, and Ben Beals. I'm Peter Beals. No, I'm Nick Anastas. Saying so long. This has been FNL Game of the Week. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. Great year.